Hello, viewers. Gene Ali reporting once again with another win. This time it's American football. Thursday night, October 31st, 2024, Halloween. The Jets were favored at home against the Houston Texans. And this was a big surprise because the Jets are really bad and horrible, and they were on a 5-game losing streak. And so most people were surprised by these odds because the Texans are a much better team. And I do believe the public was on Houston. The Houston spread of, I think it was 2.5 or something. That was like the big majority bet or something. But anyway, I bet on the Jets. I won, of course. And of course, because of the chart. I knew what was happening in the chart, and I had a previous record of it, and I'm choosing to post this because I've already posted another game with the same thing happening in the chart. And if you remember, it was this game, Flames and Blackhawks. I think I made this a few weeks ago. But anyway, I'll get into the chart here. So the Jets were favored, and at home, of course, East Rutherford, started at 8:16 p.m. kickoff. So let's get into the chart. There was one strong aspect and a weak aspect, one for each. So let's check it out. All right, so the Jets favored get the first house and the 10th. All right, and the first. Sorry, I mislabeled that. The 10th is right here. Okay. So the first house is Gemini. And the ruler for Gemini is Mercury. So that is the ruler for the first. That planet represented the Jets. And the 7th is Sagittarius, ruler, which is a very interesting spot here, Jupiter. Right on top of the first. Right on top of the Jets' house. Alright. And let me actually just label the houses. NY. Okay. So the first major aspect, let's check it out. Look at the moon. Look at where the moon is at. It's in Scorpio at 3.22. All right, and its shadow or anti-sign, you subtract it by 30. It's 2638. All right, and the anti-sign of Scorpio is Aquarius. So the anti-sign of the moon is right on the midheaven, 10th house. All right, this is the 10th house, which is the Jets, represents the Jets, and the moon, which represents the flow of the game, its shadow is right on the 10th. All right, so that was a huge aspect to the Jets. That's pretty much why they won. All right, even though they were down in the beginning. And the other aspect to the Texans, if you look at its ruler, Jupiter, right here, right on top of the first house, all right, which is also New York. Now, the reason this is a weak aspect is because Jupiter is actually a retrograde. Okay, see the R means retrograde, so because it was retrograde, it's weaker than it would have been if it wasn't retrograde. That's according to the rules. And it totally works. I've been testing it since 2017. Alright, so we're going to do weak aspect, alright? And again, I have proof, which I'm going to show you, like I did in the previous video. So, one strong aspect to the Jets and one weak aspect to Houston. And the Jets ended up winning. Alright, now let's go to the previous video that I made with the same thing in the chart. Remember this one? Flames, Blackhawks. Just look at the odds. Pretty much the same range as this Jets game. See? 150-ish, 150-ish. It's favored. And when we look back at this chart, ruler of 1, Taurus, Venus, right? Conjunct Fortuna, strong aspect to the Flames. And the other team, underdog, weak aspect, because the moon is making a sextile to the ruler of 7th shadow. That's the sun. And that's why the Flames won. Alright, and I can show you even more examples that I have saved. Yeah, let me show you another one. This was the EFL Cup final. What year was this? This was in 2023, February 26th. Alright, this was Manchester United against Newcastle, the final. And look at the odds. Those were some really good odds for Manchester United. And the same thing happened. Now, check this out. So this was the big aspect here. Uranus on the 10th, which is again the midheaven, favorite team. Manchester United was the favorite team, of course, at home. Wait, are they have? No, they didn't. Actually, this was in Wembley Stadium, right. Because this was the final. Anyway, so Uranus right on the midheaven, but that favored Manchester. All right, and then for Newcastle, they had right here the 7th is Aquarius and ruler is Saturn right here. It's inside its own house. So, and that's a weak aspect. Okay. And Manchester United won easily 2-0. Right? I'll give you one more example of it. All right, this was also this season, October 13th. Earlier in October, we had the Lions visiting the Cowboys. Right now, over here, the road team was favored. The Lions. Here, let's look at the chart. Okay, so we got Aquarius ruler 1, Saturn. Where's Saturn at? Right here. It's doing nothing, no role, right? Applying to nothing, so we ignore it. And then we have Leo 7th. So the sun is up here. And it also had no role. It's doing nothing. The only important thing in this chart was the 4th, all right, which is the underdog, right here. Taurus, so the ruler is Venus, and this was the underdog Dallas. All right, so let me just wait. So the Lions, Detroit were favored. And nobody likes Cowboys. What should I give them? Dallas. Alright, so the major aspect here was right here, so the underdog ruler inside of the midheaven. Alright, so the Lions have captured the 4th ruler. Alright, so that's a strong aspect to the Lions. And then the anti-sign for this, all right, so you subtract that by 30, you get like, I think it's 4.38 on Aquarius. The anti-sign on top of the first, all right, which is a weak aspect because it's the anti-sign, right? if this was not the anti-scion, then it would have been a strong aspect. And those were the only two in this chart, and the Lions won. They destroyed them, actually. And I actually did not bet on this game. I had bet on the another game. But anyway, this is once again the favorite and weak underdog chart. And when that happens, and the game is unique, remember the game has to be unique. It has to be a unique chart. That is very important. Then the favorite will always win, 100%. If it's not a unique chart, then it's not 100% win. Then it's just, random. But see, this game was unique. This Jets-Houston game was unique, and I confirmed that, and then I bet on it, and I won. And I still have to make the video where I have to post my bets. Anyway, thanks for watching. There's a lot more stuff coming up.